Namaste, my name is Sanat Kumar. Welcome back to the Manana podcast. Manana is a Sanskrit word that means reflection or contemplation. In this podcast, I'll be sharing my deep, insightful reflections for you to contemplate and hence live a life of fulfillment. I hope you find great value in today's episode. In the last episode, we talked about resistance, and in this episode, I hope to make you realize the importance of constant energy and force required to sustain an ordered state. And the power of habits is great, but remember the habits themselves do not have their own intelligence and do not discriminate between good and bad. So it's very soon and easy for you to fall for compulsive habits, destroying the order you've created in your life by the discipline principles and systems you've set. I would like to explain order and chaos through an example a physics lecturer at the college used to explain the same. Imagine you take two types of particles, sand like particles. Okay, you take sand like samples. The difference in type is namely in its color. Two samples of sand like particles of different colors, let's say red and black, and it is filled in a beaker. The colors still separated along the horizontal axis. So, this is the order state. You have two particles, two samples in a beaker separated by a section, and they are of two different colors. They remain separated. So, this is the order state. Now, suppose you mix those two types of sand with a stirrer or a glass rod clockwise. What will happen? The colors get mixed, the particles get mixed, right? And this is a chaos state. You don't have two separate sections of different color. So this physics lecturer stopped after explaining this much, explaining the irreversibility of the same process. That is what he was trying to convey. That is, if you stir the beaker in the opposite direction, if you spin it anti-clockwise, it doesn't come back to the original form, right? The sand remains mixed, probably even more evenly mixed, but it does not return to the initial state of order. And to separate the two ingredients, you will have to handpick each grain and segregate them, right? So this simple activity gives us the takeaway of this episode. Chaos is easy. Chaos is eventual. If there's no constant force to sustain order, chaos is eventual. Chaos is easy. Order, however, is hard. It requires more energy, time, focus, dedication, etc. Here, for example, mixing the two ingredients was very easy. However, bringing them back to the state of order is hectic. Who would do that, right? This is why we need discipline, systems, and routines to create and sustain order in our lives. And if you somehow even just slightly slipped within that order, chaos is immediate. And you have to fight back and restore the order. Order and chaos may be in different forms, like creativity and resistance, productivity and procrastination, discipline and compulsiveness, so on. And as the yin yang depicts, there's chaos in order and there's order in chaos. So it's no wonder why you cannot sustain order forever. And rebuilding order is necessary whenever it treads towards chaos. I hope you received excellent value in today's episode. To know more, head over to sanatkumarnabi.com, and if you haven't already, check out my book The Flower of Fulfillment. Thank you for listening, and I wish you have a great day.